Okay. Vishal, just let me know when we are live. Okay. Tanish, please share the screen. Tanishk?
Just a minute, just a minute.
Yeah, sure.
Just give me a minute. It isn't sliding through. I'll figure it out.
Vishal, please share the screen so that we can see you. You can just start the recording. We'll begin now. Are we live? Okay. Good morning, everyone. I, Arya Deshmukh, the General Secretary of IIIT Nagpur, welcome you all to Abhivyakti 2022's Personality Contest, sponsored by WCL. What defines a person? Or what determines the nature of a person? Or to put it in a way, what do you find the most influential in a person? Yes, it's the personality of the person. Here, we try to bring out the best of every contestant through a variety of tasks and specifically designed situations and questions to judge their personality just the right way. On that note, let me introduce you to our judge today. I'm proud to introduce Mr. Rutuj Samre and thank him for accepting our request for judging the event. Rutuj is an alumnus of Mechanical Engineering VNIT who then went to study screenwriting at Whistling Woods International. The transition happened as he found his calling in storytelling through the moving frame. As he got behind the camera to explore his hobby, he realized it is a seamless blend of art, creativity, and real world application of thinking outside the box. He has been mentored by numerous professionals of the Indian film industry, Anjum Rajbali, Subhash Ghai, Ashwini Malik, to name a few. There have been others who he has interacted with in a professional space, working on developing feature films and web series. The journey to reach a platform where showcasing one's work is possible is a long and arduous way in the field of arts and creativity. He is and always will be a humble student of this process. As of the present time, he is rekindling his interest in the moving image as he strives further from putting ideas on a page to getting them on a screen through his first feature project. We welcome you, sir, and we are really excited for you to be here. So, without further ado, let's begin with our first contestant. I would like to present Aditi Kulkarni. She's a boss lady, and for her theme, she went with all black. Hello, Aditi. So, Aditi, would you like to tell us something about yourself?
Hello. So, uh, I'm Aditi Kulkarni, and I am a singer, swimmer, and I do canvas paintings. I have personality to influence people, and I am a good boss, I can say.
Okay, Aditi. Sir, would you have some questions for her?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, hi Aditi. So I
Hi.
have gone through your the answers to the questions, the questionnaire. Okay, so I would like to ask you something from there. Do you remember your answers?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, just give me a second. I'm scrolling through it right now. So yeah, in your first answer, right, you have said that you would like. One second. Let me just go through it once. Give me a second. Yeah. So you said that after the rabbit loses, you would like to talk to him and let him know how he should work on his personality. So this struck to me. So can you explain what you mean by that?
It means rabbit have little pride attitude
Hmm.
towards like his abilities and quality. Like okay, chill, he can do it very well. So
Hmm.
if I can tell him that yes, you have those qualities and you should be uh, being proud of it is not any bad thing, but you should be aware that it it may cause any loss for you in future.
Okay, so I think what you're trying to say is that you will explain to him that he already has the strengths that he needs,
Yeah,
right?
and he should use it wisely.
Okay. Now, what is more interesting to me is what you would do with the other participant, that is the tortoise in this case.
Tortoise have won the race in spite of uh, he's not that fast enough. So I would really appreciate him. Let it be rabbit in front of him, no problem. But he should get his appraisal, and uh, by that appraisal, he should not get proud also.
Okay, thanks so much. I have one more question. I have seen that in question number four, sorry, question number three, with the MCQs, basically where you have been selected by sheer luck, right? So I feel that in your answer, I could not gauge the role of envy because the question asks you about how you would feel envious about, your friend getting selected and you not making it.
No, no, I didn't get your question.
So in the question, it says that your friend and you both answer
Okay.
randomly
Yeah, yeah.
in the MCQ, right? And he makes it and you don't make it.
Yeah, I
So
get
uh,
a few questions wrong than him, and I scored negative. He scored positive, but it was together
yeah,
exam. Yeah.
yeah. So here I can understand that I understand how you will deal with the situation, but I want to specifically talk about the feeling of envy or jealousy that you would have.
No, jealousy is not about jealousy. It was random guesses by all. So, and he did well. So, and I didn't done anything like less of a hard work than him. So there
Mhm.
won't be any jealousy. It was all about luck. So it's nothing in our hands. So I'm okay with it.
Okay. Okay. Good. And on the next question, I think there was some misinterpretation. So the question asks, who has it easier in life, men or women? And I think you took it as who has come earlier. So I would like to ask you the question again, that if you compare men and women in today's time, who has it easier? Who has got more of a comfortable life? What do you think?
Okay, okay. Comfortable life. I think both have comfortable life. Uh, a lot say that women have little tougher life than men. Well, I agree with it. So at some point, they do have restriction. Um, they have one kind of pressure of being in a specific way that world decide for them. But at the same point, they need to learn to deal with it. And of course, it's a big perspective. All kind of people come in it. So we can't say for few it's really tough than anything, but for few it's handleable and even better sometimes for women also.
Okay. Could you give me a specific example why you think that, I mean, it's quite evident that women do have it tougher, but could you give me an example where you think that men might have it tough? I'm sure it's not a general example, but anything specific that you can share.
Yeah, men do have responsibility of handling family economically. It's none of a easy job to have that responsibility. If something goes wrong, everyone will blame men for that, and bearing it, taking responsibility of everything in bigger scale, kind of, it's it's obviously hard.
Okay. And give me a suggestion that you can do to sort of make this situation comfortable for both men and women.
If both will educate well, if both will earn well, they will get same kind of respect and same kind of ability to make their own decisions. Then there won't be any problem. If some economic bad thing happens, then also both will get blamed or appreciated. And if a woman wants to be the way she is, there won't be any issue.
Okay. A fair point. Now let me get a little deeper into this. Do you think that all educated people in our country, there's a whole variety of levels of class and caste and education also. So do you think this problem goes away with education alone?
Well, 90%, I believe 90% problems will get solved by education. And of course it's after it's long period to get recovered by it by education. Wearing people making education means not just your syllabus or anything. It means it develops your personality. It you get exposure to see other people, their beliefs, their family structure, their healthy bonding with their family. So it will automatically influence other to be that way. So education means uh, you being with more people with good approach towards these things. So education will solve.
Are you done? Sorry.
So educating others will solve this problem, as it just not education does not mean the syllabus. It means to
Mm.
be with people with good approach.
So let me just on this question, one last thing I would like to ask you about is that I believe that a lot of pressure sometimes comes from our previous generations, right? Because no matter how much you educate the current generation, there are some norms that have been set by our ancestors. And unfortunately, it is difficult for the previous generations to get over it so easily, right? So, how do you
Yeah.
think that fits in into this whole equation of responsibilities? Let's say you have uh, a very modern outlook. Let's say a couple has a very modern outlook on their roles, you know. But what if there is expectations from parents? What if, or even grandparents, what happens then?
Well, that's irritating, and to change their mentality, it's a hard thing. Better we learn to handle it by our own. Like one mean average would be always nice, and like you can't be that stubborn to say no, I don't care what you think. It always matters for you what your family members or elders think about you. So getting into one average point will surely make them comfortable too and make you comfortable too, and eventually it will slowly get okay for them also.
Okay. Now, just the last question that I have is I will give you a situation on the spot. Okay, and I would like to know your response to it. It's something like the questionnaire that you have answered. So
Okay.
the question, yeah, so this situation is this. So let's say that at your home, your father has been saving up for 5 to 6 years to buy a car, a big car, okay, for the whole family. and you are an aware citizen, and you know that pollution is a big concern, and it's a growing concern for the world as well. And but you can see that your father is going for the conventional type, like fuel cars. Not He's not thinking of electric cars, although now companies have launched you know electric variants, and you can say that at that level people love and companies are being aware. So but the problem comes to your home, that your father is not ready to um, think of that. The issue could be money. The issue could be the fact that they are not used to it. The previous generation is not used to it. I have seen a lot of people just saying that they don't feel it in an electric car. So there could be a lot of reasons. Now, being a responsible citizen, I hope you agree that electric is the better way. So how do you have that conversation with your
Okay, means
parents?
I need to convince them for electric car,
No.
or I,
Yeah, so the question has two parts. First is I want to see where you are inclining, because there are a lot of emotional stakes also here, that you understand that your father has been waiting for this moment for 5 6 years now, right? And you also
yeah.
understand his economic situation, everything. But somewhere inside you, you feel responsible as a citizen to have that conversation. So first is, what would your thing be? Would you tell yourself that you still want to convince him? And if you decide to convince him, how would you do that?
Well, I would put facts on put facts first, like all these things said now about pollution and all, and emotional matter of 6 years waiting, saving. It's really big. So I would go with his choice, and later
Sorry, I
there
couldn't
are
hear
a
you
lot of
for a minute. Sorry to disturb you, Aditi, but I couldn't hear you. Can you go back one line? You said something about the emotional factors.
yeah, saving for 6 years and having that something image in mind. It it's really big thing. So I will consider it more important in this point, because there are a lot of ways to control pollution further buying car also, like uses of matlab, use of it, or there could be like instead of using vehicle of other friend, he can join like carpool in Delhi.
Mhm.
So there are ways to avoid pollution later also, but I would go with his choice. If
Okay.
he is completely disagrees with electrical vehicle, then otherwise in first I will tell, like nowadays electric cars are also cool.
Mhm.
So um, he may get convinced for that as well.
Okay, great. So now let's talk about lighter things. Okay, tell me something more about yourself. Like you mentioned your inclinations to singing, painting.
Yeah.
So tell me what your inspirations are like.
Inspirations. Um,
Yeah, in general, like who you admire, or in painting, let's say, what is it that attracts you?
I prefer till now I didn't started anything on my own. Like I have seen somewhere and then I have painted it in my way. But I would really appreciate if I do painting on my by my imagination, like some modern art or something. There are no like specific person who I follow for painting, because there are different ways of a particular person who do this and that. So I take good things from all, and I love to make my own.
Okay, great. And what else do you have in your hobbies?
I'm a swimmer, as I mentioned
Okay.
earlier.
Mhm.
It's it gives me it's like meditation for me. And yeah, classical singing. I do arrange events. I like to take responsibility of almost everything. and
Mhm.
I have a lot of friends. I do interact with them. Um I like to be with them, and main thing is my family. I we are very like friends. We have a very good bond, and that's most important thing for me.
Okay, great. One last question I'd like to ask. You mentioned about taking responsibility. Right? So,
Yeah.
just throwing a scenario at you that when you go ahead, especially now with the lockdown and everything, that I'm not sure if you have come across this, but a lot of people I know have been facing a burnout, and it's becoming a new concept to be talked about, where people are being overworked, sometimes underpaid, and all in all, it's difficult to stay motivated. So, what is the one thing that keeps you motivated to be this way?
See, this situation is for all, and at every point of time in our life, we come with two ways, that to see that thing in positive way or in negative way. Of course, work is hard. We are not getting appraisal for it in that way, but um we really don't have option. So thinking, oh, it's going wrong is, I don't think, a nice thing. So I prefer not to think that way. So I see that it's going good. So better not to think. That's my way.
Okay, so I am done with questions from my end.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to share?
No, thank you.
Thank you so much, Aditi.
Okay. Thank you, Aditi. You may leave the meet now.
Yeah.
So now our next contestant is Garima. She likes to describe herself as the life of a party. Her theme is her theme is shimmer statement. So, Garima, would you like to tell us something about yourself?
Yes. A very good morning to one and all present here. I am Garima Srivastava, a computer science fresher at VIT Vellore. Personally, I do have computer science as my major subject, but I love to do a little bit of content creation. I've been involved into writing poetry for a long period of time. So I've been writing since grade 9 and I've written over 600 quotes of my own. And I truly believe that the three adjectives that define me the best are amiable, creative, and hardworking. Also, I would want the video to be played. I shared one video, so if it's possible, then if you could please
Garima,
play it.
that video is not possible to play now, but I'll definitely share the video with Rutuj later, if
Yeah,
it's
all
okay
right.
with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
Hi, Garima.
Hi.
So, I'd like to first uh, ask you a little bit about your hobbies. Like you said, poetry, writing.
Yes.
So, talk to me about your inspiration.
Okay, so inspiration. I've been writing since grade 9, as I've already mentioned. So my journey basically it started from my English teacher. So she was the one I looked up to, and she was the one who got that fire in me that I could write and I had the potential to express myself using my words, and my words had power. So somebody who I look up to, basically that's my English teacher, and I would say Chetan Bhagat.
Okay, tell me what do you like about Chetan Bhagat?
Okay, so particularly I what I admire in Chetan Bhagat is basically his outspokenness. That okay, I've been seeing and I've been following his YouTube channel for quite some time, and the way he puts his thoughts forward and the way he's outspoken is something that inspires me to put forward my own opinions and my own thoughts in front of the world. If I feel something very strongly, I should be able to share my own thoughts and views in front of everyone, basically not feeling shy or something that people will come and judge me. So that is that one thing that I really like being yourself.
Okay, nice. Just give me a moment. I want to go back to the questionnaire where I would like to ask you something.
Yes.
Okay, so in your first answer, if you remember,
Yes.
you have chosen, yeah, you've chosen the rabbit wins,
Yeah.
and you've said something about consoling uh, the loser, that is the tortoise,
Hmm.
and you would highlight, yeah, I highlighted this line. I would highlight the importance of being quick and consistent.
Hmm.
So, talk to me about your definitions of both these words, quick and consistent.
All right. So, as we're living in 21st century and everybody and everyone is looking forward to self-improvement, and the society that we're currently living in is very career oriented and having the winning mentality. So, being quick and consistent, by these two terms, I basically mean that, yeah, although you were talking about burnout a few moments ago, but I truly believe that if things are done in a balance, all of us need to be quick and consistent with our own work. So basically, if I'm assigned a task, which may be regarding to a club or chapter that I'm in, or it may be some academic task, being quick and consistent basically means that I am able to complete my work on time and I'm not procrastinating a lot. Although those feelings are natural, but there must be that inner motivation or that self motivation that if I'm assigned this task, I'm supposed to do it.
Okay, so you said motivation, self-motivation, correct? Now, you have been writing.
Yeah.
Do you ever encounter a writer's block while you're working on something?
Writer's what?
Writer's block.
Didn't actually understand what do you mean by that?
So, writer's block, as in sometimes where you feel like you have to say something, but you're not able to either find the words or what you're writing does not strike with you, and
Yeah, yeah.
you
The
feel
feelings and
in
words
the
don't
moment.
match.
Yeah, and you feel like this is not what you want to say sometimes.
Yes,
So
yes.
have you ever dealt with that, and how do you motivate yourself through that phase?
Okay. Yeah. So I've been like, okay, personally, I've been writing, and my write-ups are generally, somewhat related to challenges. Okay, so there's this, if there's a word, and then I'm supposed to write about it. So that's what I take my writing as. And if there is a writer block or something like that, so what I generally do is I would leave the writing part for some time, and then I would come back to it a little later whenever I find the right word, or whenever I would feel that, yes, this is the word that I wanted to say. Or I would, go to Google, find a little bit of synonyms or something that actually conveys what I want to say. I would take some ideas, I would take some inspiration, and then I would come back again to give out my original masterpiece.
Okay, great. So I want to go back to that same question, the tortoise and rabbit one,
Yeah.
just for a moment. So I want to go a little deeper into your answer here. So you said quick and consistent,
Mm-hmm.
but in the conventional sense, isn't the tortoise the one who is consistent?
In the conventional sense. Okay, so we were supposed to create this story of our own, and personally, I
Mhm.
would want the rabbit to win. And yeah, if we talk about the conventional story, the tortoise was consistent, but the fact was that he was not really fast. I truly believe that there are a lot of people who are consistent and they're doing their work every day. But if there is not that, fire within, or if there is not that zeal or that energy to do a particular task, then there is no point in being consistent. So, which is why I would want this amalgamation or the combination of being quick and consistent. So it is not a single idea that I would want to convey. It is a merged idea of being quick and consistent at the same time.
Okay, so how would you console, let's say, even in your version, like the rabbit wins? And I'm assuming you're saying that he does not take a nap. That's why he wins,
Mm.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I would like to get this concept of nature versus nurture, okay, and talk about it a little bit. So by
Sure.
nature, you know that the tortoise is slower, the rabbit is faster, right?
Yes, yes.
But what about nurturing? What about imagine you have a lazy rabbit and a very fast tortoise, let's say. Okay, faster than normal, and the rabbit is lazier than usual. Okay. Now, do you believe that in such a scenario, the tortoise, given the right kind of encouragement, would actually make him win the race, let's say?
Okay. So if the tortoise is fast and consistent, then it would, yeah, so it would basically depend upon the effort and the grooming that any of
Mm.
the pets get. If the tortoise becomes fast and consistent, it would surely win. And if the rabbit procrastinates, it wouldn't win. It's a very natural
Okay,
and normal tendency to fall behind if you're not consistent and fast at the same time.
okay,
Yeah.
great. So, just one other question I have. I'll give you another scenario, okay? And I just want to know your answer. It's on the spot. So, the situation is this. Let's say 2, 3 years down the line, you get your job and you're working and you move to a new city. So this happens a lot once you get a job, you might have to move, right? So you're living by
Can
yourself.
you please repeat the question? I mean,
Yeah, 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 sure.
can
Did
you
you not
please
get any of
start
it?
over? Yeah, got disconnected.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
No, I
no,
got
no worries. Yeah.
disconnected. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So the question is, you've gotten a job and you've had to move to a new city. Okay.
Hmm.
And you're living by yourself and you're making your home, you know. And so it happens so that the apartment that you've rented, it has this tree that hits your window. Okay. And you know it's really bugging you. And it's going to grow obviously, and it's probably going to reach inside your house, which is very annoying for you. So you want to
Hmm.
get those branches cut off, and you go
Hmm.
about getting all the legal permissions and convincing the people of the society. All of that happens, and everyone is understanding your situation. So
Hmm.
then there's this man who goes up on the tree to cut the branch,
Hmm.
and that's where when he tells you that there's a nest of a bird on the tree.
Hmm.
So what would you do? Would you still go ahead with cutting down the branch, moving that nest, all of those things, or would you wait it out a little bit?
Okay. So what I would personally okay, so considering the situation, I would firstly figure out if moving the nest is safe for the birds. Because just to get myself very comfortable or just to have my own comfort zone, I can't really hamper other living forms or, I can't really, you know, just do ki wo log mar jaye or something like that. So, firstly, I would inquire and get all the information if it is very practically possible to displace that nest from that place to another place and the birds or anything does not get harmed. And then only I would go ahead. If I'm very sure that, nothing actually becomes very destructive for the birds or the living life forms there.
Okay, great. Just now let's go back to you. I'm done with the
Mhm.
questions. Uh, Tell me about your inspirations in life with writing or any other form of art. What do you consume on a daily basis? Anything?
Okay. On a daily basis, okay, since because I'm into computer science and engineering, so was like learning about my inspiration from tech is basically the Instagram pages or the verified you wouldn't from the pages which are just like that or giving out anything. And regarding, yeah, writing and reading, I would say I used to read the Hindu at one point of time, although I'm not very consistent with it right now. But a few months back, I was very consistent and I used to follow the Hindu every day. That's where my thoughts stemmed from. Because that's where my thoughts stemmed from. Because reading a newspaper or the way that they wrote somewhat inspired me as well. And basically the somewhat inspiring to me. One of the plays, yeah. Also,
Garima, sorry to interrupt you, but you'll have to repeat
I
the last section
would
about.
say, did I get
Hello,
disconnected?
Garima.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Your network, I guess your network is having some problems. Can you please check?
Am I audible right now?
Yeah, you're audible now.
Okay, so so if there is any
Yeah,
lag, just let me know because this internet issue
yeah,
is
yeah.
going on for some time.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
you have to talk to me about the Hindu and
So
all of that. That's where you work. We got
if
cut
you
off.
could repeat. So I was talking about inspiration and what reading or the arts form of life.
Mhm.
So I was talking about time. IIM entrance exam as well, reading the Hindu newspaper. I'd also gotten a 99.9 percentile there. So in the English section. So yeah, that's where my reading came from. I also read the editorial of Times of India at times. Although I'm not very consistent with it right now, but that used to be one of my habits. And currently, I'm consuming tech related content because I'm part of a technical community, and most of my time is around tech these days. And currently, we're talking about a little quantum computing, and we're doing a little bit of research about that. And I'll be coming up with an article related to quantum computing in like a few days. So shifting from the emotional aspect of life or the philosophical aspect of life to something which is technical. I'm looking forward to, change my own domain. And I used to write about life and all of that in general. But in future, I would be going to transform it to tech.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I got most of your answer, and it's
Yeah,
good to know, and it's very interesting the journey that you're looking to embark on. So,
thank you.
like, all the very best to you for that.
Thank you so much.
Anything else you want to add?
Yes. Okay, so regarding my writing or any of my other interests or what I do in
Anything
general.
about your anything about your personality? Anything, let's say, future plans, because we were on the topic. So,
Okay, yeah. So I would like to take on this question from my past. So I would like to highlight this fact that how a student exchange program changed me and how I'm looking forward to shape my future in with respect to that. So talking about this exchange program that I went to, it was grade 11, and I went to Switzerland, Paris, Zurich, and France. Yeah, these four places, and it actually transformed me as a person. Before going to the program, I was somebody who was shy, who doesn't share opinions or something like that. But, after going to another country and facing a different environment, I became somebody who is very confident and somebody who can raise his or her opinions on her own. So that is that one aspect of personality that I developed from there. I anchored the events there. I was able to put forward my own thoughts in front of 1,000 people who were strangers. They were not of my nationality, but I was able to say what I wanted to say, which is indeed an achievement from my point of view. And that very exchange program could actually shape me as a person. I actually did a dance performance. I was a part of the music choir. I did little bits of everything. So that is what my personality became all about. Also, considering my academic side of the personality that I have always been somebody who puts her best and actually gets good results. I've got 98% in 10th as well as in 12th, and I'm a 9 pointer in college as well. So that's a little bit of the academic side that I have. And talking about my future plans, I am currently doing a BTech degree, and that'll be done in 2025. I'll graduate. So, firstly, I'm looking forward to take up a job, take up a proper placement in an MNC or a proper company. And after I get a good amount of money, or after I have a stable amount of finance that I look forward to, then I would be looking forward to a startup or something which can actually help out the world or do good for the world.
Okay, great. That sounds good. That sounds nice. Thank you so much for sharing about yourself and your journey, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to get to know you, Garima. So now, our third contestant is Ria. Ria is a bold woman who loves to dance. For the event, she dressed up in Indo-Western outfit, but due to some prior work commitment, she couldn't join us. But she sent us a video telling us about herself. So let's get to know Ria.
Hello judges, hello all. My name is Riya Mehre and I am born and brought up in Nagpur, Maharashtra. I would like to describe my personality as an amalgamation of both calmness and boldness. I can mold myself according to situation. In situations where I need to be calm and composed, think calmly and think about the people's good, I will always do that. I'll think in a calm and composed way. But in case, in a situation where I'm required to be the risk maker, to take bold and fierce decision, I will not hesitate to do that. And this, I feel, is the best combination a person can have, where a person can think in a calm way as well as be bold. So this, I feel, is really helping me to uh, deal with every situation, and I'm trying to be a better version of myself every day. Uh, Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ria. So now, let's move forward to our next contestant, Jignesh Patil. For his theme, he wants to mimic a professor. Jignesh, please tell us more about yourself. Is Jignesh here? I think Jignesh is not with us. We'll make sure what's the problem. So, moving forward, our fifth contestant is Kushika. She went with traditional for her theme. Kushika, can you tell us something about yourself?
Hello, judges. My name is Kushika. I'm 18 years old and currently studying BA LLB in Maharaja Sayajirao University. I like to journal and explore about myself, what are my likes and dislikes. Also, I'm running a small business on Instagram by Rezat by Kaya, and we create customized resin products.
Hi. I'd like to start by asking you about the content that you're making through your Instagram page. Uh, it's could you repeat it, please?
We make resin products like customized
Okay.
resin products.
Okay. Great. And what are your other hobbies and inclinations?
I like to journal, like daily basis journal, and I am more into law of attraction. I like to read about it, like to um think like what you are sharing with universe, whether it is positive or negative, it will affect you, or universe will reflect it same to you.
Okay.
uh, yeah.
So I'm going through your answers right now. Actually, I wasn't able to do it earlier. So just give me a moment. Okay, so I'd like to ask you about this question with the MCQ answers that was there in the questionnaire.
Yes.
Yeah, so here, tell me what do you feel about the question in general, about life decisions being made on luck.
Mm, I don't believe in it. It's like that you have not given anything to your path, or you have not contributed anything to it. So you can't expect what happened. It can be either you are failing in it or maybe succeeding it, but it's not your fault, or you have not contributed nothing in it.
Okay,
So you cannot blame to others, and just focus on yourself and take it as a mistake and work on it.
mhm, okay. So I'll like to give you a situation and let's see how you react to that.
Okay.
Ready? Yeah, so let's say you're at a wedding, okay,
Okay.
and you see the function is going on and there are clusters of people everywhere and a lot of crowd. And it's a wedding, it's not a wedding where you're really happy to be there, you're just doing it because your parents asked you to be there, something like that, and
Okay.
you've had to take a leave from your work. Let's say you're working and you've had to take a unpaid leave, so that is hurting you a lot, that you're not getting your salary, your day's salary also, and you're at a wedding where you have no interest in anybody. Okay, so when you're just moving around, you see a 2000 rupee note lying on the floor. Okay, and there's nobody claiming it. Okay, and there are people around, but you have no idea whose it is, and you pick it up. Now you tell me, what would you do with that money? Hello?
Yes, just a minute.
Yeah, sure, sure. Take your time.
So obviously I'm going to pick it up and ask it, like, look around, ask people like, is it yours or something? And if no one is claiming, I will take it, keep it with me, and then um there's, and just, if it's um no one is claiming it, so I will take it, give half a portion to a charity, or do something good with it, and also take the rest one.
Sorry, also take the.
Rest of the money with
Okay,
me, or do
okay,
something good with it that make me feel less guilty about it, maybe.
okay, okay, fair enough. So I am going through the questionnaire now, and the first question about the tortoise and rabbit, you've given a very
Yes.
balanced answer where you said that um, you know it would you would not like any of them to lose really. So which is very striking to me, and I would like to ask what you feel about winning and losing in life in general.
Oh, okay. Well, not winning something makes me feel, hello,
Yeah, go on.
not winning something makes me feel sad. Makes me question myself sometimes, like, what happened, uh, why I was not able to do that. But then, at the same time, it makes me realize my mistakes, like what went wrong, and how can I overcome it? Let's try once again. Um, Improve myself, and yeah, it's not always about winning, it's just about not giving up, giving your best, and hoping for the best.
Okay. And let's use your answer to understand your outlook on other bigger things in life, let's say, because there are times in life where it's like you said, it's about not giving up, but how long can you take that? So where how do you quote somebody who is trying and still losing? Because like you said, it obviously does affect people. I want to go into that now. How do you deal with losing?
Mm, if I'm losing again and again, there must be something wrong that I'm not seeing or not doing right, and try to find it, have a rest for a day, for a week, or think that just winning that is important for me more than my self health, mental health, and try to find some solution, that is it really important, is it really worth it giving this much time, or not finding an answer. I will not give up, but at the point where I think that it's not going to worth my health or my um, mental health, so I will see on that right moment that yeah, that
Okay, fair enough.
mm,
So talk to me a little bit about your journaling, because you mentioned mental health, so that's why I want to divert to that now. When did you start it? What was your objective like? You don't have to go into personal details if it is not comfortable for you, but whatever you're willing to share.
okay. So um, I have started it just 1 year before. Before that, I was used to watch something related to law of attraction. Um, but I was not willing to believe in it or start writing for it. Then after some time, I just thought that let's give it a try. Um, Write what you want and just feel that it's already with you. Um, and that makes me comfortable that it's okay. In my imaginary level, I have that. And also in journaling, I write about myself. Like, I'm too shy to talk to anybody, so whenever I'm in a group with friends, or I just observe myself that okay, this point you're not saying anything, and this thing should be improved, you can improve it, you can talk something like this. So that's what I journal about. I journal like what can I improve about myself. I observe that mm, this can be changed, or this good habit I can put into myself and create a good personality about me.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
that.
So just one another follow-up question to this is that do you think, and if you don't wish to answer, you can also choose not to answer, but if you were ever to question this practice and see if you're actually benefiting from it, because like you said, you are doing all of the analysis for yourself about your life's choices, about the situations you've been in. So how do you think, how good do you think you are at that? And how do you feel about, you know, taking, let's say, seeking professional advice, or even like sharing it with someone. Let's say now you're doing journaling because you feel like that's your intimate space. But how comfortable will you ever be to let someone else into it? And by that, sorry, I mean like I'm not talking about what you actually write in your diary, but sometimes you need to have somebody to share with, like a close friend or a parent, where you feel like, yeah, I'm thinking about these things, but addressing those issues, let's say, if you have any conflicting issues inside of you, how do you see
Yes,
yourself dealing with that? Yeah, sorry, go on.
uh, I do share with my friends, my best friends, but it's something like it's you and you only need to take care of yourself, and it's better if you understand yourself by yourself. Like, explore things, mm, ask yourself what you're doing, and if I want to suggest my friend to write journaling or do something or what impact it did to me, it's just that it makes me feel peaceful if I just believe that if I give positive energy in my surroundings, it will make my surrounding positive. Like, if I'm seeing anything going bad, I'm just thinking that okay, it's bad, but let's take a positive view. Everything is going to be fine. And sometimes it happens like things are getting better, things are getting positive. If I am writing regularly in for 1 week, I don't write regularly because it's not about always writing, it's all about when you want to share something. So if it's regular for 1 week, I'm just writing peaceful thoughts like I believe in this and this is going to be happen. It come to me like um, it happens, and it makes me feel peaceful that okay, something is going good, something is happening good.
Okay. So I have two more questions. I'll ask one from the questionnaire, um,
Okay.
which is question number 4, which was who has it easier in life, men or women? So I can see that you've not taken a stand on either of the genders, and you've talked about taking their own call, or how they answer to opportunities. So
Yes.
could you elaborate a little bit on that?
I don't believe that no gender is easier. Both are the human beings, and both have to suffer or compromise things, not in a same level. Um, but if you give them the same level, then also if they have that willingness to turn things around, they will. It's not about a gender that if you give a male proper family support and better career opportunities, good education, he will succeed. And on the same time, if you will give a woman with all the same things, she will face another challenges. Um,
You
so
can add anything if you want to.
yes, sorry.
You can go on if you want to. I didn't want to interrupt you. Sorry. You can go on if you
Okay.
want.
Um. So and if we give women the same things she want, she will also succeed. So they both have their own problems, but if a human being has the ability and willingness to achieve it, he and she will do it. There is nothing easier and nothing more harder for them. So yeah, I don't think any base comparison on gender in men and women.
Okay. But I actually like your outlook that you're presenting over here. And I would like to just ask one thing that do you think, like this is your personal outlook, but let's take into account a lot of things that are there around us, when it comes to gender, politics, and equality, and all of that. So now, do you feel that what do you think about feminism, or like the whole approach of like that feminism will make things better? Just tell me your views about the way you see it around you.
Um, Everyone thinks that feminism, or I was also thinking like feminism is the thing that when woman thinks that she is more powerful and she can do anything, but it's not about being powerful from another gender or fighting with another gender. It's all about taking your stand. And I have seen many men's who are feminist. They want to support another gender, and they just feel like uh, it's just like I don't see like two genders. I just see them as a human being. So I'm confused to what to say.
Okay, fair enough. Um, so yeah, just one last question. What do you so you were talking about law of attraction. So do you also translate that same ideology to let's say horoscopes, or believing like there's a supernatural, not supernatural element really, but something something that is beyond understanding, which is controlling us?
No, I don't believe that someone is controlling us, but just imagine if there is an invisible friend of yours and you're just sharing what you want, and he's gifting you, or maybe he's spreading the same positive vibe. If you talk to someone with um like if you're sharing someone or building the conversation with positive thoughts, it will make another's mind also a positive environment. So just in the same way, if you let out positive vibes to a universe, it will also reflect you back with positive vibes. um I'm not remembering a proper example for that, but it happens to me like whenever I just feel I I'm grateful to universe that thank you for giving me this, or thank you for that person. um like I just I'm I just thank universe for everything, like small thing. Thank you for that cute, making that cute dog, he's so cute. Or thank you for this beautiful environment. Just appreciate universe, and it's like a positive energies flowing towards it. So it will also thank you for what you have did and appreciate you.
And I just one last general question is how do you deal with I know we talked about winning, losing, and all of that, but how do you deal with grief? Let's say you just talked about a cute dog. So, say there's a cute dog in your building, a stray dog, and you really like that dog, and one day you just stop seeing it. You don't know what has happened to the dog, whether it's alive, dead, whatever. How do you deal with those kind of feelings? What do you do then?
Mhm. I'm just imagine that nothing happened and stay positive. I know it's too difficult to to stay positive or to think positive in this phases, but let's try to be positive and think that nothing happened. Maybe he has shifted or he has gone somewhere where he need to go, or in a positive place where he has more friends. And it's not about me, that for my pleasant of my eyes I'm seeing him. It's about him, that what he likes and what suits him. So it's okay if he is gone, but I hope and I know he is on the better place. He has more friends, and yeah, I will stay positive and also try to be positive, even though negative thoughts are rushing in my head, but I will try to be positive.
Okay, fair enough. So thank you for your responses and thank you for taking part. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was really fun getting to know you, Kushika. Our next contestant would be Abhishek, but due to some family issues, he couldn't be with us today. His theme was Max Black, but we wish you the best, Abhishek. Now, our next contestant is a very dear friend of mine. Please welcome Nishant Nagdev. His love for camera is well known in our college. He went with an all white traditional outfit for this event. So, please tell us more about yourself, Nishant.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Nishan Nagdev, pursuing a BTech degree from Triple IT Nagpur uh, in Electronics and Telecommunication branch. So this was about my academic side. Now my personality, if I talk my basic personality, it consists of lot of confidence. I'm a bit of both introvert and extrovert person depending on the situation. And after that, I'm a complete family man who values emotions mostly in life very much. I mean, the emotional side of a person, it attracts me the most. Then after that, I'm coming to my hobbies. So it consists of listening music, dancing my heart out, reading novels, being on stage, and lastly, spending time with my family and friends. So this was about my personality.
Okay. Hi Nishant.
Hello, sir.
Hi. I would like to ask questions about whatever you talked about right now, and then we'll move on to your questionnaire. So you said you like novels, you like reading novels. So can you talk a little bit about what your taste is and what draws you, basically?
Basically, I go for romantic novels or basic novels. It's not generally. I do not go on a certain key. I have to read this only. The things which like a article also which I found attractive, I just go for reading. In my free time, I mostly read some of them only. Like nowadays, Wattpad is app is also available. You can read some of them on that also, or basic online novels.
Okay, great. And you also said you like being on stage. So in what capacity, like what kind of performances are you keen on doing?
You can repeat the question.
You said you like being on stage.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so what are the activities that you indulge in? What kind of
Like
performances?
dancing. One thing, dancing I love the most. Second, like something giving, talking about some particular thing, like anchoring in also you can say, or I have little bit interest of singing, but I mostly, whenever I'm stage, I mostly try that I should be, like dancing is one thing which brings my heart out. So yeah, I prefer dancing.
Okay. So can you give me a moment? I'm going through your questionnaire. Just give me a
Yeah,
moment and
sir.
I'll get back to you with some questions. Yeah, let's start with this question. Question number four about men versus women. So
Yeah,
you
sure.
have mentioned that you think being a mother is the toughest profession, and so yeah, let me start by talking to you about what do you think about single parents?
Yeah, please again repeat. Single parents?
Single parents, yeah, of either gender. It could be a father, it could be a mother.
It would be difficult for me because as I mentioned in my introduction, that I am a family man. So yeah, if I am with my complete family, then it would be good. Single parent, I think so personally, it is difficult, not because it's like not an either gender could do it, but it's like sometimes uh, there is a, if I personally live in a joint family, so if I am not listening, if I am adamant on something which I know that my mother cannot tell me to that do that, but if my father can teach me to do that in a certain different way, so if I am convinced with that, or either my grandparents are there to guide me, so it would be better for me and also for my family. So yeah, I personally think that is difficult, but it's not a bad option. If I mean, if it's there to there, so I have to live in that environment, I cannot do anything.
Okay. I would like to change your perspective on this, like the way you're looking at the situation. Instead of looking at it as your situation, as you being the child, let us change it and let's say it's your best friend and they lose. I'm saying years later, let's say after your friends are married and they have children and all that. So let's say your best friend has lost his wife, or if
Okay.
it's a girl, then she has lost her husband, let's say. So what do you what would you how would you look at this friend, you know, is what I want to know.
First, I would be there for him emotionally, so that at that time it's a very difficult stage of life. I can support him. After that, I would suggest if he is willing to find someone else, if he wants, if he's comfortable to love again in his life, then I will surely suggest him to go for that. Or otherwise, I'll try him that he should distract his mind either with spending time with his family or friends or working.
Okay. um and I would like to go to the last question where you have the last line. In fact, you mentioned you're a shy person, so you
Yeah,
will not be
I
able to
told I am a
approach.
bit of both.
Yeah. So I just want to have some fun in this situation, let's say. So
Okay.
let's assume that you're not obviously you're not crossing any boundaries, and you've been there for this other person who you've dropped to the cab, and let's say you've even dropped her home to make sure she's safe.
Okay.
Would you maybe make sure that she notices your gesture? You know, maybe you drop her a text message saying that, are you, there are ways in which you can also be subtle and
Yeah.
respectful, and also make sure that, because I feel like a lot of the answers that I've read for this question, especially, everyone is only talking about um, very, very external things, which I understand and I respect, but I'm not able to get any juice out of it. So I want to see what is going on inside. So now, because you mentioned you're a shy person, so I really want to see what is going on inside of you, what you would actually feel.
Yeah, I would definitely, if I, it's like with mentioned there, if matlab, I personally want that I like her or something like that, so I would make sure that she notices that gesture. Then after all, inside things, what would I say more? I mean, just that I'll drop her home, and if possible, then I'll have a conversation or chat furthermore if she's also interested, or we'll know better each other.
Okay, and what if she thinks you're a creep?
What? Again, you can repeat the
What if
question.
what if she thinks you're crossing a line, let's say? Because it is possible that you cannot decide how a person will react. So even though you are being the nice person, the nice fellow who's, being responsible and everything, it could also be that next day she's in a bad mood because she was very drunk and because of whatever. It could be embarrassing for her. What if she does not
Yeah,
reciprocate?
I'll back out just, I'll say like that, because if she is not comfortable with my presence, then it's
Mhm.
not good for me also and for her also to be with me or something like that.
Okay. Now let's talk about your inclination towards music and dance, as you had said.
Yes.
So, what is it that attracts you to both these uh, hobbies, let's say?
First, I'll go for singing, or sorry, dancing. Dancing is basically, if when I was a like younger child, from then also, then from there only I was dancing. It is basically from seeing the television or like seeing my brother, my elder brother is also like good in dance and all. So basically, when there used to be annual function in schools, so I basically go there and practice and all things, and I felt like it is a good way to first learn it, because it is an it's an आप जैसे बोलते हो हिंदी में बोलेंगे वो एक कला है, and after that you can interact with people also so much, you can learn how to make friends. It's a better way of living a lifestyle, I think so. So yeah, and I also love to dance. मतलब whenever I think so I am stressed or something like that, so I go for dancing. Just I play some music in my room, and I just like some, not just like basic. You go for na like offbeat dancing and all like that. And music, because I listen to music, so while listening to music, I love to sing also. So yeah, bass music is like slightly like a basic one, but dancing, I have gone to many dance classes and all, so I learned dancing.
Okay. So, I want to ask a general question that do you think all of these creative professions or artistic professions, do you think that they have a responsibility of giving back to the society?
Yeah, sure, definitely. That I have also faced.
So, do you agree with it or do you not agree with
I agree. Somehow also now also people see like dancing or something. You take like any profession which involves like entertainment industry. People do see like that it's not a fully profession. They feel like that it is a side profession.
it?
But I would like to tell, there are so many actors or so many people who are working in entertainment industries are having a full-time nice job. People think like struggling, I know struggling is there, but if you see any profession, like tomorrow I'll be an engineer, so if I am not good with my skills, so there also I cannot sustain. The market is so huge nowadays. So it's like in that also, in entertainment industry also, you should have the talent, you should have in your inner strength to do what you want to do. It's just that, but
Okay.
I'll also say that people do judge people. Hello.
Yeah, sorry, I lost you in the last line. You said people also judge.
Yes, people also judge as an entertainment profession like that. It's not a full-time profession and all. You
Okay,
should.
okay. I thought that's what you meant. Yeah. Okay, so just I want to stay on this topic. And so, like you said, you believe that it should be for the good. So, how do you think dancing and music, how does it do something for people? Like, I understand you enjoy it and you like it, of course. Like, that's obviously from my side, that comes with no judgment because I'm in the field myself. But how, I just want to see how you see it providing something for people.
Didn't understand your question. Can you explain me further?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. So what I'm trying to say is that you said that this is, it's also people say that it's people don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
Let me compare it with an engineer, okay, or like a doctor. That a doctor actually helps people, right? An engineer actually provides by doing something to the world. He's providing a service of some sort. So, how is a dancer similar? If you say that both the professions should be respected, and I'm not just saying dancer, I'm saying singer, actor, uh, filmmaker, anybody. How do these people? What do you, according to you, how do these people provide for people to give something back to the society?
Yeah, I personally believe that the profession is good because firstly, you see, the entertainment industry, which we say like that it's not a fully profession. If you see in India, the craze of entertainment industry is to another level. I mean, the money which they are making, because people do enjoy that. That's why they are making that much amount of money, which is not there in like in another profession also. I think people some people I have heard the personal who are actors and all they say that like for example something like acting on entertainment industry is the most sought out profession which is going on, but people do not believe that. But I do not care about society. If I personally think that it's give me mental joy, because nowadays mental health is more important. If you feel yourself that you can do this and it makes you happy, so it's nothing to do with others. Society will say if I'm pursuing doctor also, society will say something. If I'm doing anything, society will say something. So I don't think, I do not care. I only care about my family opinion and my friends.
Okay. So now again, I would like to ask a question about this. That like through a situation, let's say that you are a parent, okay,
Okay.
and your child, he or she, is years late. I'm saying, they are choosing, let's say, an unconventional profession. Okay. Now, to make it more dramatic, let us say that you become a very successful dancer, a very big entertainer. Okay. And like how it is, money comes in and you are stable and you know that you can provide for your family. And in a dancer's life, I'm assuming after a certain age, because you get older, because your body gets a little vulnerable, so you tend to rely more on what you have already earned, and nobody goes looking out for you basically as talent, right?
Okay.
Now at this point in your life, your son or daughter, they come to you and they say that I also want to do something in entertainment,
Okay.
and nothing has changed. In fact, it's gotten even worse. Let's say that with all this social media, it's very hard to make a name. It's very hard. Like maybe right now you start out, you actually become like the top five dancers in India. But you know that when your son is starting out, the competition has gone to a point where he's not going to be seen anywhere. It's going to take a lot of effort. So what decision would you take?
I mean, I cannot stop him to do what he wants because it first is it's his choice. Like it was my choice. I also chose something like that profession which is out of like conventional. It does not come in that conventional professions. So I would be totally okay what he wants because I cannot pressurize him. If I pressurize him, then what God knows he'll do something. Someday he's also not happy. I am also not happy. So that doesn't go like that way. If whatever he wants to do, I am okay with it. Because competition nowadays is there in every field. If you see from an engineer to doctor, every year there are more people. Like education system nowadays is becoming more wider and wider, so people are like going for education also. It's not like that. I believe in this also. If every person will go for a certain profession, so how will the other profession sustain or survive? So I would be like whatever you want to do.
Okay. And now just I'd like to end it with the first question that was in the questionnaire about the race between rabbit and tortoise. In
Okay.
that you've said that your focus is going to be on motivating the one who loses, right?
Yeah.
And I really, one thing that stood out here is you've mentioned the sibling relationship that they have. So how do you feel about competition in general, like in the world? Because there has to be one person winning something and the other person losing something, even in the most basic way. Even in this competition, somebody is going to win, somebody is not going to win. So, what is your outlook on competition, and how should one take it? How would you take it personally?
Firstly, I would like to change something like you mentioned. It's winning and something is losing. For me, the winning is okay, but I don't think that there is a losing. In basic my life, I believe that you win some, and second part is you learn some. So losing comes under the you learn some part. It's not losing, you learn some. And the second thing which you told about the competition, I truly believe competition is necessary. If there is no competition, there is no that I would there is no inner kick which I'll get to do certain thing. If there is no driving force, there is no competition, there are no people to challenge me that I can get out of my shoes and do that certain thing, it would not give me the inner kick in my life. For example, if you say in politics also, if there is no good opposing party, so how would you be okay? You have to do something so that if there is, there is no second party who can do good, you are gonna win, so it will make you also lazy, and the people you are serving also, they'll also be not happy with you. So it's like, in if there is no competition in my profession or in anywhere, so how it is gonna work? There is no driving force only.
So, how do you think you can make this competition healthy? Because there are obviously people who will take the losing part of it. Not everyone will look at it like you do, right? There are some people who have their own perspectives in life. So some people uh, might just give up on the whole thing, like you're saying, let's say dancing or performing. So there are some people who might just give up on it completely. So what do you do in such a scenario to
Mostly, so
maintain
I'll
both
try again and
competition
again.
and
I know it's not easy to try again and again. Staying is something different, but if you do not, because like if I'm giving, for example, you said dancing only, I'm just taking that example only. If I like that thing, and if I am doing something else, I am leaving that thing and I'm doing something else because I have like so lost in, or you said I have lost in that. But I do something else also. What are the chances that I'll win only? I have to do work, I have to work hard there also. So rather than I'll choose the field which I love to work hard there.
okay. So yeah, that's all the questions from my side. It was nice talking to you.
My side too. Lovely
Yeah,
talking to
thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, Nishant. It's always a pleasure getting to know you. So let's move on to our next contestant, Gaurav Bajpai. He has an immense
Uh,
love for black. Welcome,
yeah,
Gaurav. Would you please tell us something
uh,
about yourself?
Yeah, this is Gaurav Bajpai, and I'm a CSC student of Triple IT Nagpur. And if we talk about my personality, I'm a 6 feet young enthusiast man and who has a great crush on black. And my hobbies are the singing, blogging, and writing, and especially the poetry one. This is all about me.
yeah, hi. I just like to check with Arya once. How are we doing on time?
Uh, so we have more 30 minutes.
Okay, and how many contestants are left?
Uh, just one more after this.
Oh, okay, great. So yeah, Gaurav, hi. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Uh,
hi, sir.
so tell me a little bit about your hobbies. Elaborate a little bit.
Yeah, hobbies. Actually, I'm actually currently doing singing also and writing, especially writing. I'm doing poetry in Hindi as well as in English. And apart from that, I'm also doing a little bit blogging on WordPress or on Google Blog.
Okay. So what are your interests in writing? Like,
Mine interest. Yeah, I'm writing about the something. I'm writing about the things which generally motivates us. We can say that the motivational poems or motivational things, motivational content also.
okay.
Yeah.
And where do you find motivation?
Yeah, I found motivation. I believe that motivational come from the life journey too. If we gonna search for the motivation in the around world, then you will find the motivation for the means least lasting motivation. But you find, but you if you means observe your journey of your life, then you will find the motivation by yourself. And I found the motivation from that way.
Okay. If you have to just share, let's say, something that you're comfortable with sharing, and some incident which has motivated you, like you're saying, could you give us an example?
Means incident. If we talk about incident. mm, Yeah, actually, as such, there is a no as such event that I can tell, but I have something means when I watch the means entrepreneurs or what something like innovating the things or means different business ideas, everything, then means that actually I had a little bit confused what to say.
It's okay, take your time, take your time, think about
Okay,
it.
okay.
I will go through your questionnaire in the meantime. You can take your time.
Yeah, okay. Actually, sir, I'm just going to give the answer.
Yeah.
Actually, when I see the life journey of the others, others like let's talk about the Chetan Bhagat too. That he is gone through the IIT after clearing the J1s and all, and then gone to Singapore for the job. Then after that, he turned for the writing. Means after this whole journey, after they're taking a good, after having a great success, even then after it, they turned to the writing. Means they had turned towards the, they have the interest in that writing. So after means having this means what we can say that after the observing the journey, that really means motivate us that we also have to show we also have to prefer our interest for as a profession.
But so because this is in public domain, and you spoke about Chetan Bhagat,
Yeah.
so he has always claimed that he knew it from the very beginning what he wanted to do, right?
Yeah,
So then
he.
that makes it that
Hmm.
it's not, you could say then that it's not so much a journey of self-discovery, but it could be about knowing what is to be done and achieving something. I look at it from a very pragmatic and practical point of view that, he achieved something, and and that was always a part of his plan. So
Yeah, actually,
that's
but
how I look at it.
that can be the things that they have in mind already. They have in mind that they want to be a means writer, but at least for the sake of what we can sake of the money or the sake of their parents' interest or the sake of their society interest, they did that and that go into IIT and then have a job and then after that then return for the writing part. So means I think there situations that they make them means have a journey like this, and I think so. Everyone have their means journey by their conditions, by their situations. So everyone have to suffer from that journey for to reaching that up to the success. So I think that journey makes me inspire.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about you then. What is your plan for your future? What do you see immediately?
Yeah, future for future actually, I have an interest means I want to be a entrepreneur for the means after that means college. But yeah, it is very difficult for me to means if I not got the chance, then I will definitely want to means study abroad for the in the means terms of the science and technology for that. And I will definitely and my targeted means country is Germany. I want to be study in Germany for the means rest of for the discovery in, means research and all things. If and my second plan is about the entrepreneurship after the college.
Okay, so I can see some parallels between your life and Chetan Bhagat's life then.
Yeah, yeah,
So, okay, just give me a moment. I'm still reading through your
yeah. Okay.
answers. Okay. So in your answers, what you have mentioned in the first question, the race, in that you have said that um, you will appreciate the winner in such a way that the loser feels motivated from it. So
Yeah.
do you think who needs more talking to? The winner
Yeah.
or the loser?
Yeah. So what do you want to say? What said?
I'm saying that who needs more of your attention in terms of, let's say now here you have mentioned that it's a parent, so you're the parent of these two pets. So
Yeah,
who
I
needs
think so.
more attention?
Yeah, I will give my more attention to the loser one because he is sad about their means loss. He has not means succeeded in that race. So I will give more time to the more attention to the loser and make him motivate for that. I will not say him that he has lost that race, but rather than saying that he tried his best. That's why I mentioned in the answer that I will appreciate in the winner in such a way so that loser will not get disappointed from that.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so I
And yeah, go on, tell me.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That means I will give more attention to the loser one, and I will try to means make him understand that this is just a race. Just a part of life. Just like means two face of a coin means success or failure. So failure does not treat failure as a failure. That it is just you tried the best for that. So I will means try to make them understand that he's not a failure, but he's tried his best. In that way, I will means make them understand.
And do you think now again I would like to go back to a question I asked before, that the by default the tortoise is slower than the rabbit, right? So how will you convince the slower person that he will ever win? Because what if the tortoise keeps thinking that the rabbit is always faster?
Yeah,
Obviously, he is practically speaking, right? So how do you explain to the one who loses? Because sometimes, like thinking of it in a bigger picture, let's say, there are situations where the one who loses is
yes.
probably trying to win against something that is not his race or her race. So how do you, because you are the parent here, so how will you explain that? Because you understand it, you are the parent, you have objectivity, but when you are participating in the race, that person does not. So how would you do that?
So can you please miss re-elaborate what you said that?
Yeah, so I'm trying to say that how do you, because see, you can see from a distance that rabbit because it's a rabbit, he's always going to be faster. And because he's a
Yes.
tortoise, he's always going to be slow. So how
Mm.
will you explain that to the loser? Because the loser, let's say they do this race one day, then they come back the next day, they can come back third day. So they will keep doing that and the tortoise will not win. Because no matter how fast he will go, you will always lose to the rabbit. Correct. If because what we have been told as children is that the rabbit falls asleep and then the tortoise wins.
Yeah,
But if
yeah.
it was a fair race, the tortoise will always lose. So how would you explain it to the tortoise that why he's losing repeatedly?
Yeah, why he's losing means the thing is that yeah, means this is matlab, here's a situation of the natural talent. Means rabbit have the natural talent of being means running fast and means in spite of that tortoise. So that means I will explain him. Matlab, if I on that time if I have any means situation of that past stories just like rabbit and tortoise race, then I will means make loser to understand that there is means I will make him understand that the means life has a two phase. It may be a success, maybe a failure. If today means rabbit wins, then next day maybe tortoise wins, or if today tortoise wins, then next time maybe rabbit wins. So means I will means tell him the about the means perspective of the life, or I will not means come across the things like rabbit is a faster, so he will means definitely win, or means rabbit is a means if not consistent, then he will definitely means he will means definitely lose in every race. So means I will not explain about it. Rather than I've been telling them about the aspect of the means failure or success.
Okay. Now let's come to the question. about men and women.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to elaborate a little bit more. I know I can read what you've said. It's good enough as an answer, but I want to know more about what you think about men and women and their situations.
Yeah, actually, I thought that the life of man was quite easy as compared to the women's. And I have given the answer in the perspective of the India. Like in Indian country, the means women, the society has the many restrictions on the women's. Just like they restrict them by for the having just job in any company. Society as well as parents also restricting their means girl child for means not to go outside of the means go not to go outside in the evening, or just like a means small things that make the life of the woman is quite means difficult. Since in Delhi like cities, there's a many means reported case against the crime against the women, and that also makes the demotivate the women to means to explore their means activities. So means all these things just makes the life of women is quite difficult to survive in the country like India. So in that perspective, I have said that the life of a man is easier than the woman's, because man has the freedom in the country like in India. They can do anything that whatever they want, or means, but there is some restrictions for, and that these restrictions make the life of woman is quite difficult.
Okay, so I understand you're talking from a very survival perspective. You're talking
Survival
about the basic,
perspective, yeah,
yeah,
that's
basic
what I've
necessities.
written in the answer.
Yeah, sure, sure. Now I want to dig a little deeper into this. So let's say survival is figured out. Like, let us just assume not an ideal society, but a better society where everyone is safe, everyone has equal opportunities. So
Mm-hmm.
after that, what do you think after this? Let's say in the future we reach that place where everyone gets everything fair and square,
Mm-hmm.
and how then what do you think we have to work on as a society to make
Right.
this difference between
If
men?
if we have the equal opportunity for the man and women's, and if the both the men and women's have the means equal opportunity to have their careers, or means explore their lives, then I think so. In that case, the life of a man and woman will be the equal. Means that means there is very less significant difference in between the life of the man and woman in that terms. And for the name of equality, we can support the feminism type of concept
Mm,
for that case. So in this way we can have the we can make the life of man and woman both are the means equality, what we can say that. And I think so the most important thing is that earlier the contestant also said that the education is the most important part which can make this education, and the financial stability is also the second means option for that.
okay. So do you think that even then, in that kind of a society,
Yeah.
where you are assigning some expectations, there are always some expectations that a man is going to bring money, provide for the children, all of that, and the woman is the one who takes care of the family, and there are different
Yeah.
responsibilities. So
Mm-hmm.
if you are to remove that, because like you're saying, in the ideal society, then even that should not be there, right? So do you, first of all, do you agree with it, that do you agree with having such roles for different genders? And second
Yeah.
of all, is that how do you visualize that thing uh, coexisting, both of these ideas?
Yeah, the thing is that these type of the roles are assigned by the society as well. From the ancient times, from the generation to generation, these type of roles is already assigned to the men and the women. Just there's a what we can say there is a means natural role for the man is to go outside and just earn the money and spend on the family, and the work of the woman is just to take care of the children and the housing keeping and all these things. But nowadays the way the women are getting educated, the role of their women is also getting the shifted. Nowadays women is also working for the outside, men's also working for the out there for the children, for the keeping of their houses. They have the maids and all these caretakers and all. I think so. That make the change, that make the shift in that. And that you said the what we have to do. So I think so. Education and the financial stability is almost the means all the way which can change these things.
So now from here, I would like to move to the next question. So
Yes.
we talked about that the question about seeing a good-looking, attractive person at a club, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, your answer is very safe from what I can see.
Yeah.
You said that you will only check out the person and let things be.
Yeah.
So
That.
talk to me a little bit
Hmm.
about attraction and what do you think? Because what the answer that we were the question that we were on before about men and women and their
Yeah.
roles. Do
Yeah.
you think that has any bearing on attraction? Like because that also has to be changed, right? If you
Yeah.
were talking
Actually,
about
attraction is such a deadliest thing that can hypnotize a man for a while. I personally feel that things. But
what about women?
before going to such a means that I have said that I'm not gonna do any type of mischievous activity rather than just scaring by just a little bit for the time and then I just skip out these things.
Hmm.
But that means I wanna means say that I wanna play safely for that time because I know that my restrictions, I know her restrictions also, and I know the restriction of the society too. And I know the morals and the ethics of the society, and by means taking in consider to all these things, I will just means I've just what we I have said I stare for a while and just then leave the situation as alone.
What if she
And
comes and talks to you?
yes.
What if this other person, it's a he or a she, comes and talks to you?
If she talks with me, then I will just miss talk for a while for just interest. If she knows me personally or just already knows me as a friend, then I will definitely talk for a while. And I will, if she's not conditions as already she's drunk, so means if she's not in position to just go to their home, then I will definitely drop her to their home.
Hmm. And what if
But
she exchanges numbers with you and she is showing interest in
yeah,
talking
if
to you
she's
that time?
if she wanted to exchange my numbers, then it's also a fine thing. I don't think so. In a proper society, that's also a means a normal thing.
And what happens if the next day after she's back to normal, after she's sober again, and she is not engaging in conversation with you like the way you
Ah,
expected, you know? What
then
if it is just by
then
mistake
I
that
will also
she
leave it. Then I will also leave it. Then I'm not gonna means just like to means what we can say. I'm just gonna force him to talk with me. Just like if she have an interest after after the next day also, then I will talk with her. If she not, then I will just leave her.
Okay. Okay, so now I'm mixing both these questions now and I'll give you a scenario. Okay.
Okay.
So imagine, I don't know, say 7, 8 years, whenever you're planning to get married, okay? You
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
married and you said you want to become an entrepreneur. So obviously with startups, everything is a little shaky in the
Yeah.
beginning. Okay.
Yeah.
But the person that you get married to, she has a very stable job and she is getting promotion after promotion,
Yeah.
right? So after a few years, let's say your startup is not working out. Okay, you
Yeah.
have to liquidate and you have to sell it off and you have to now look for a job. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm just focusing on that period where you don't have a job and your wife, she is,
Yeah.
achieving all these great things.
Yeah.
So what, and now let's say that you offer that, okay, I will stay at home, I will take care of the house, the family, and everything.
Yeah.
So how do you how do you deal with such a situation? Like, how will you feel in such a situation? That's my first question.
Yeah, means what is the I don't means if I means lost all the things, my career, my means startup or that entrepreneurship, and just means take the job as a means homemaker, then means that I will don't gonna just disappoint about that I have failed my in a career. Rather than I will take it as in a positive manner that I had got the chance to means be with my means childrens or what be with my families full-time family for them and just got a chance to means take care of my family. rather than just having the means disappointment about my careers and all. And rather than in including with that, I will definitely start something, means something like a startup, like which I can manage from my home too, means along with having that means job of homemaker, means job, or what we can say, that homemaking things. I will definitely start up, means having think about the startups or making some YouTube videos, means just have something to be, I mean, to have like a job, something that.
And now let's assume other factors also, like your children are there,
Yeah,
and your parents are there, your partner's parents are there. So,
yeah,
people will start talking about things, they will start questioning you. They might even say that, you are supposed to be the man of the house, and these kind of terms that
yeah,
people use.
yeah, yeah.
So how do you deal with all this, and how do you maintain your healthy relationship with your partner?
Yeah, the thing is that the society is made for the criticism as well. Because my family is restricted up to my parents, but the society, or we can say the family members, the joint family members, will definitely criticize you about that. Because since when from the generation to generation, we already saw that the man is the chief of the house. So, but
Mm.
in that situation, I will just not gonna adhere their, means their things. I will just ignore their means things. If they means call like that, means they will means call me like you are just a failure one. Why you are not the head of that house? So I will just make, I first thing is that I will make them understand that there is a no difference between the man and the woman. Anyone can be the chief of the house, and any means anyone can be at that level to means have the that a chief means manage the whole house. So means I will just go not gonna consider their statement for any while for that.
Okay, and what about your children? This is you're talking about elder people, right?
Yeah.
So that is fine. It's obviously difficult, but I assume that in that situation it is either you get it or you don't get it. You have to
Yeah,
have a clear choice. You have the onus lies on you. But what
yeah,
about
yeah.
your children? Because children are
Yeah.
innocent, right? And children are
Yeah,
learning.
children are innocent, but I don't think so. Children will complain about it that mom is not giving the proper time, or that dad is always there in the house. I think the children are the very soft. They will definitely means understood about it. Means that my father is always with me, and he's making means food for me and all things. They will definitely means adjust in that environment in which the father is taking care of all the things.
And what if their classmates might even ask,
No,
who's
I
living
don't think
there?
the impact will be that so much that the even classmate will ask them about that things. Means that their father is a homemaker. If the things will be like that, then I will means definitely and make them understand about it. I make understood about my children. If he grown up, then I will make him understand that means the things is like that, and there is nothing means different between the man and the woman, and everyone can be so. And I will definitely means make them understand about it rather than having this.
Okay, okay, that one.
Yeah,
Great. So, Gaurav, that was all from my side. Thank you so much for joining.
yeah. Thank you to you, sir.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Gaurav. Now, for our final contestant, we have Satakshi Ranjan. Satakshi is very proud to be a loyal person. Satakshi, would you please tell us more about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. I am Satakshi Ranjan. I'm from EC branch, and I am the most friendly person. Like, I like talking to people a lot, and also my hobby is to dance. Like, dance is kind of stress buster for me. Whenever I'm stressed or taking tension about something, I just dance because it just makes me feel good.
Okay. Hi, Shatakshi.
Hi.
So, let's start by whatever you've shared about yourself. So, you said you like dancing. Um,
Yeah.
Talk a little bit more about what it means to you, other than just making you feel good. How relevant is it to you?
Actually, when I dance, it dancing is also kind of a physical fitness for me, and also from like in my childhood also I have seen my mom dancing, and she gave me the inspiration because she used to come to my school, teach me dancing, and from there I got the inspiration that yeah, even I want to dance. From that point of time it became my main interest, that yeah, I do want to do it.
Okay, great. And what are the dance forms that you practice?
For 2 years I learned Kathak, and then for 5 years Bharatanatyam, but now I do Western. I prefer Western now.
Okay. So just give me a moment. I'm going through your questionnaire. I'll ask you some questions on that.
Yeah, sure.
So in the first question, I think you're going with the traditional story of the rabbit falling asleep and the tortoise winning, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So um, what I would like to say, I like the answer, but I would like to know if how do you feel personally? Because you would know that the tortoise has just won by luck, right? So how would you console or explain it? Or would you ever choose to explain it to the tortoise that you won, that's great, but you were just lucky.
I would definitely like to explain it to the tortoise that he won, but he had to, it had to means do better, like practice more. But I really went with the traditionals, like the story of the rabbit and the tortoise, because I felt that the rabbit was underestimating the tortoise a lot. So I felt that he deserved to win. That's why.
Okay. And so just give me a moment. I just want to frame another question on the same.
Sure.
Yeah, so like I said, here again he wins because the rabbit fell asleep. So what do you think about the tortoise? Like, do you think that the tortoise will ever get to learn the importance of being committed and consistent? Like, sure, he won the race and it happened because of the rabbit falling asleep. But do you think, because sometimes you learn important lessons in life by failing, correct? So do you think that because of this win, the tortoise will never understand that importance of consistency?
I definitely think that the tortoise will understand if he wants to. Like when a person is determined to do something, he or she will do it at any cost. So if the tortoise has the determination to do something, he will definitely understand it if he wants to do it.
Okay, I'm just reading through some more questions. Just give me a moment. Okay, so in the second question, about these two friends dealing with grief, right? I like the fact that you have understood how important it is for them to talk about what they feel, right? And I don't know if it is in the question, but a lot of people didn't understand this part well. So what I would like to ask you is that how do you, because when you're dealing with something so heavy like grief, it is very easy for that to consume you, like you personally. So no matter who is talking to you, if it's your friend, if they're going through something tough in their life, it's very hard to see that. So how do you, in that situation, how do you respect that one person's grief and explain to him that there is a lot of things that are happening around the world also. There are a lot of things that you also have to understand. So how do you maintain that balance
Yeah.
between understanding that person and explaining to him that he has a responsibility also?
What I feel is that communication is very important. Like if he or she shares the problem with me, he's just taking it out of himself or herself, or he's just taking it out of me. just not keeping it inside, he or she's just not keeping it inside, which is like the biggest problem nowadays. People tend to keep things inside and it piles up, and that's the thing which is causing the problems of mental health nowadays. So what I feel is that I would really talk to that person and make him or her understand that, like, grief, of course, like grief can't be compared that ye chota hai wo bada hai, but I would definitely make them understand that this is not the end of the world. There are things that are happening, and also you just have to be confident in yourself and just let go the past. That's it.
Okay, and then in the third question about the MCQs, right? Um
Mm.
Here you have mentioned that you will you're focused more on yourself, and I would like to sort of bring to your notice that it's also about considering the fact that you actually didn't win just because of luck. It was sheer luck that your friend got in and you didn't, right, in the situation that they've given to you. So, what do you think about luck in general in life?
What I feel is that luck is like an important factor. Here in the question, it was clearly mentioned that both of us were not prepared for the exam, but he or she guessed the answers, and he or she like cleared the exam, but I couldn't. So obviously that would make me feel bad for a moment. But again, I also did not prepare for the exam well, so I just can't blame anyone else for that, except like I can't even blame my luck for it because I didn't prepare myself. Now luck can't just be like if I'm not preparing, how can I expect to get good marks? That's why.
Okay. Okay. So now that we're on the topic of luck, I want to talk about your. So just tell me about your ambitions and your goals for life.
My ambition is like very clear now. I just want to be a software engineer, and I want to be at a company where I am like where my position is respected and I am useful to the company as well. Like I'm providing something to the company. I'm just being useful to them. That's it.
Okay. And where do you see your hobbies like dance or anything? Where do you see that going along with you?
I uh, I actually dance is kind of a meditation for me. It's like a hobby and like not my passion that I want to do it in my. It's that I want to do in my life. It's kind of a stress buster, and I do it when I'm feeling stressed. So I think it's kind of a not a path I would like to follow in my life.
Okay. Fair enough. So then talk to me about your aspirations in, when you say you want to be a software engineer. And so how do you see yourself growing over time?
I'm so sorry, I didn't get the question. Can you please repeat it?
Yeah, sure. I'm saying now that you are saying you want to be a software engineer, I would like to know how you are seeing your life uh, pan out, What are your aspirations? How do you see yourself growing in that sector?
I would definitely like to learn more things even in that field. I wouldn't just not stay in this whole like I would not just spend my whole life in a single company, like just staying there and doing just one thing. I would definitely like to explore more things like startups. I would, once I'm in a stable financial condition, I would definitely like to go for startups because I feel that startups are like the beginning for new big companies. That's why.
Okay. And do you think that there's a lot of saturation coming in the domain of startups and yeah, overall, basically small businesses?
I do not feel that because many of the startups are like many people are going for startups nowadays because they want to explore, they want to explore more things and do their own creativity. So I definitely feel that people are from before, like if we compare it from before, previous times, I definitely feel that now people are understanding the concept of startups and going towards it more.
Okay. And so. I know that startups is a very is relatively more lucrative and it's more stable as compared to an artistic profession. You know, if you just switch over to something completely different, it comes with a lot of friction. But do you anticipate that your parents or anybody would ever question you when you move from a place of stability to something that is, that is volatile?
I feel that in this case, I'm very lucky because I have got the most supporting family. No matter what I do, they will support me. If they feel that I'm doing it right, and if they feel that I'm doing it wrong, I'm probably doing it wrong because they have more experience than me, and they know what's right for me or what's wrong for me. So I definitely feel that I would be lucky enough that they will support me in this.
Okay, that's great. So, just give me a moment.
Sure.
Okay, so I would like to again go back to your artistic inclinations for a bit because I want to pose a question over here. Yeah, so you said that you've done Kathak and now you're moving towards Western, and I can assume obviously, and I know that uh, traditional dance forms require a lot of dedication, a lot of practice, and you have to really learn them before you can make it. So, how do you feel about a newcomer? Let's say a newcomer, maybe someone older than you, let's say someone who's maybe 30 plus, somebody just deciding one day to uh, become a Kathak dancer. It could be just a hobby, but how do you nurture or mentor someone like that?
I feel that everyone should do what they want to do. If that person wants to become a Kathak dancer, he or she should do it because it's like you don't want any other people's opinion. Like you just don't want to feel you should do what you want, not what others want you to do. So I feel that if that person really wants to be a Kathak dancer and feel that he or she has a future in it, I would definitely support that person.
Okay. And what if this person is not at all good? Like you've learned it yourself, and you can see this person is struggling a lot. So how would you choose to break it to that person and tell that person that it's not right for you?
I feel that I'm a very practical person. I just have to like if that person is not very good in Kathak, so I feel that he's or she's probably wasting his or her time in it. If because like if he or she is fine like in a stable career and is just leaving it for doing Kathak and not very good at it, he or she might not have a future in it. Like of course if they practice they will definitely succeed it, but of course you need a lot of practice for that. So I feel that if he or she is not very good at it, he or she should really not go for it because it would be a huge risk at that time.
Okay. And let's say if it is not that, okay, I'll change the situation a little bit. Now imagine that after many years you have a daughter or a son who's interested in Kathak, let's say. Okay, and you can see because you have some experience and you can see that, okay, maybe your child doesn't want to take it into the professional level. He is okay just thinking of it as a hobby, but you know that he's not good enough, he or she is not good enough. So what would you do? Would you choose to let him practice just because it gives you joy? Like you said, it brings you joy, dancing. There's a lot of mental peace that you get.
Yeah.
So what if your child years later is doing it for that reason only, and but he's very miserable, let's say.
If it makes him or her happy, I would definitely want them to go in, them to practice it more. Even if they are bad at it, they just like, they are enjoying it. They are happy. That's what matters at the end.
Okay, great. Um, So just give me a moment. I want to see if there's anything else I want to ask you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I just want to go to the last question in the questionnaire where you said that you don't like drunk people, so you will stay away from whoever this person is, no matter how good looking,
Yeah.
right? So, what if this person comes up to you and starts talking to you, and he or she is being very responsible? You know, they're just drunk, but they're not being, what do you say? They're not being mean to you. They're not being inappropriate in any way, talking to you very respectfully. So, would you give that person a chance to engage in a conversation?
I personally believe in giving chances, but I genuinely have problem with drunk people, whether they are behaving responsibly or not in a sober way. I definitely can't talk to them because I just constantly have this feeling that they are drunk, they are not right. That's why it's just my, I guess it's in my thinking. That's why I feel in that way. No matter how good looking or how responsible that person is being towards me, I would definitely not engage in a conversation with that person because I am not into drunk people.
Okay. And what if this person, okay, let's say somehow you have friends, mutual friends or something, and next day or a few days later, this person reaches out to you some way and apologizes for being drunk and wants to just have a nice conversation with you and get to know you. What would you do in that case?
If the person is not drunk, I would definitely like to give him a chance because I just can't talk to a drunk person. That's why I feel that if he or she, if he is not drunk, then I will definitely talk to him, have a conversation with him.
Okay, very good. So, yeah, that's all from my side. Anything else you want to share or talk about?
No, thanks. That's it from my side as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Satakshi. It was nice to know
Thank
you.
you.
I hope you all enjoyed knowing our contestants. Rutuj, would you like to say a few words about our participants?
Yeah, sure. So I would have loved to actually interact with those contestants who were not able to make it, but I hope that I am able to judge them well enough through the video messages. And from all the people I've met, it's been wonderful. It's been a great experience to interact with all of you. And more than giving to the competition, I think I've learned so much about by interacting with all of you. So thank you very much for having me. And yeah, let the best person win. But like I've been saying, it's not about winning or losing. And I hope that you all have learned something from interacting and hearing other people's views because I think that's most important
We
in
sure
any
did.
stage in life.
Yeah, we sure did. Thank you,
Thank you so
Rutuj.
much.
We are very
Yeah.
grateful that you joined us today. We really enjoyed conducting this event with you and hope we get many more opportunities to work with you in the future. With this, I would like to conclude this event. Thank you everyone for joining us.